up for a good time in the Music City. It's Connor's birthday in Nash Vegas. We get you set for the Oilers and the Predators on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the pregame show on EST. Tom Gazzola, Shawn, Belle with you live on location. Boston Pizza, Clairview, where we're going to have a great time. Plenty of prizes available. Grand prize tonight. Ooh. 2 tickets to an Oilers game. We'll be giving those away today, Bellsy. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Hope I win it.
Yeah, I think you're ineligible.
Why?
Sorry, dude. Sorry. You're working.
I wonder, maybe I should get a Tua jersey.
Well, we are on location at Boston Pizza 170th on Sunday or Saturday, I believe, the 17th.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, so I know Tony likes to dish out the NFL jerseys. That's the thing over at 170th. Here, it's game tickets. So a little bit different, but fun and rewarding all the same. We've got Benny Thomson back at EST Global HQ. Benny, how are you? Yeah, he's sassy today. Very sassy.
I don't think I was sassy. I don't know. It's just,
you were giving us some toot earlier.
Not us.
I don't know. I was one of the hosts to connect to
the show.
You. No, I'm good, boys. I'm good. I'm in a good mood. Just made an Iggy clip. So if you guys haven't seen on the Hello Hockey, first again, the clip's doing very well. Now we just posted the second one talking about making the 2002 Olympic roster. But for the game tonight, pretty excited. Oilers usually torch Nashville, so I'm excited to see if that happens again.
A lot of great stories from Drew McGinley on the last episode of Hello Hockey. Saturdays from 10 to noon on Edmonton Sports Talk. It also airs on Sportsnet Radio, Calgary, sometimes Vancouver, depending on what their lineup looks like. And it's a fine product with a lot of great content. And it's not just Oilers stuff, but this is the Oilers pregame show on EST, brought to you by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Join the conversation. Text us, 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat if you're watching over on YouTube. I swear to God, I was feeling like somebody hit me in the head with a sack of bricks this morning. And as the afternoon wore on, it subsided. I'm feeling better. I might have caught it from you.
I don't think so. I wasn't around you long enough. From you,
and I may have passed it along to the boys at the station. I hope not. Joaquin's been under the weather.
I'm not putting that one on me because I was perfectly fine the last time I saw you.
Yeah, but not the time before that.
No, I was fine too.
You lie.
I don't think so.
You lie.
I don't think so.
Anyway, I'm feeling better, so that's all that matters.
Don't you put that on me?
Yeah, whatever. You just try to slink through it.
Don't you put that on me, devil woman?
Slink through it. The Oilers 23-16-7. The Preds 21-20-4. How do we feel about this matchup, guys? Going into the second half of a back-to-back. Edmonton, I think, 0-6 in the second game of a back-to-back so far this season. Not very good.
Yeah, I mean, back-to-backs are always tough, but it's a team that the Oilers have been able to handle. They've been, they just have a way of playing against Nashville that allows them to get more open ice. I mean, Leon Draisaitl torches them.
Yep.
It's a good matchup for the Oil. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to look at a back-to-back, it's a team maybe like Nashville. The one caveat I would say, Nashville plays a pretty suffocating game, and if you are a little bit tired, maybe the Nashville style of play where you're clogging up the neutral zone, you're clogging up the middle of the ice, you're making and trying to keep everything to the outside, might be a saving grace for the Preds, but for the most part, it's a favorable matchup for the Oilers.
Leon Draisaitl in 30 games against the Nashville Predators over the course of his career. He only has 28 goals and 23 assists. Is that good?
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm not good at math, so I'm asking. I don't know. Benny, how do you feel about this game?
Take advantage. Just take advantage of this opportunity. I understand you're on the second of a back-to-back, but it's a Nashville Predators team that has been pretty good as of late. I understand the Oilers gave them a good beating last time they played, but for the most part, outside of that game, Nashville's been pretty good over the past 20 games or so. But to me, this is a team you usually torch. You're going to their bar. Dads are in the building again. You saw the Richard Nurse pregame shouting out the line and stuff in the dressing room. It gets the boys fired up. I'd imagine there's something going on again tonight in Nashville. Take advantage of this opportunity. Like we've been talking about all year, is they haven't been able to get a 3-game win streak going. And this is a great opportunity to get that going, get the second one tonight against Nashville. So, let's see the Oilers take advantage, have a good road trip here, and come back home against the Islanders on Thursday.
What say you? 780-218-9999. Getting to the nasty chat as well. Oil and Preds, second of 3 meetings this season. Alex Doherty from the Tennessean will be hopping on in a little bit to give us the Nashville side of things. And I saw a text from Twitter Mary. She and Dave are the best. Twitter Mary says, hang in there. Dave and I are on the way with soup and cough drops. Love Twitter Mary.
Perfect.
Yeah, they are the best. Twitter Mary. Last time we were on location, we were at Boston Pizza 170th. Twitter Mary brought dessert, like little bite-sized cheesecakes for everybody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They were
nice.
very popular. Very popular. Absolutely delicious. So thank you, Twitter Mary. Look forward to seeing you and a bunch of the other nasties down here at BP Clairview. They have this monster 174-inch screen.
It's beautiful.
Not bad, Bellsy.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Got the Flames Columbus game on. Yeah. Rick Bowness making his Jackets debut behind the bench after they got rid of Dean Evison. It was funny because they had that clip of the two of them jawing at each other when Bowness was the coach of the Jets, and or was it the Stars at that point? No, it was the Jets, and it was kind of funny. I mean, there he is. Behind Jackie's bench. Yeah, he's got.
We're catching a lot of heat for apparently we're both wearing white. Even though I'm wearing cream.
Yeah, and they're going to wear the cream jerseys. What do you think? They're having all this success. People are talking about, hey, the Oilers should wear these things in the playoffs now, Bellsy. Okay. They've worn them 5 times.
Relax.
Relax. Go on.
I kind of for it.
You are? Wow. How quickly it turned.
Replace the whites. You run the cream.
You want to replace the white jersey?
The classic
jersey.
It is,
white jersey.
I understand it's classic, but to me, if you go this whole year, so I think it's 7 games they play in these jerseys. You go 7-0 and have a ridiculous goal differential. It's just good juju. No,
I'm not disagreeing with that. And very convincing victories, like you're alluding to, Benny. But this is total hypothetical, way too far ahead of ourselves. But
is it?
Could you imagine the Stanley Cup being hoisted by Connor McDavid in an alternate uniform as opposed to the white one that they've won 4 times in, or the blue one that they've won once, that being 1990 against Boston?
I mean,
that's a pretty good
do we think it's literally the jersey that they're putting on? They're like, man, these jerseys are nice. We better play real good today. Do you think they're saying that? Because I don't think they're saying that.
I don't think so.
just happen to think it's coincidence that they are rolling with these jerseys. Now, because there's a superstition to what we do, then yes, you need to continue rolling with them. But I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, they got the cream jerseys on. They're going to be nasty today. That's all I got to say.
I am. They're nuts in those jerseys. They have a ridiculous. I got to find the goal differential. It's ridiculous.
It's huge. It is significant. And last night, Brian Swain.
They're a beautiful jersey.
They've done a great job.
Yeah, they did. They did really good.
Brian Swain gave us individual stats in this alternate jersey. McDavid has 15 points, 5 goals, 10 assists. Bouchard has 13, 3 goals, 10 assists. Draisaitl 12 points, 7 goals, 5 assists. Draisaitl, by the way, as Swainer alluded to, has scored in every single game that they've worn the alternate uniforms. So he should
Draisaitl also has almost a point a game against the Nashville Predators, regardless of what.
Almost a goal a game.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, he said point.
Oh, did I say?
Yeah, goal.
Goal a game against Nashville Predators, regardless of jersey.
That is true.
So, I mean, that's why I say, is it they put the jerseys on, they're like, man, these are great. Let's just amp up our game. I don't think so. Great coincidence. Nice jerseys.
Can I tell a Bellsy jersey story really quickly?
Please.
You have told this one multiple times.
Have I?
The Barons one?
That's right.
Yeah, you've told it 1,000 times.
But it counters what you said. Like, you don't like the jersey, you don't feel good. Or you like the jersey, you feel good. There was a gentleman who walked in. We were on location at a different
looks
place.
like crap, it's crap.
A guy walked in wearing an Oklahoma City Barons jersey, the OG
Crappy
one.
jersey.
It was not the nicest. And
Just
I'm
admit it was crappy.
It was not the nicest. And Bellsy looks at that. I'm like, hey, you're an original Oklahoma City Baron. Like, you should sign that jersey for that guy. He probably remembers you. And he goes, I'm not touching that thing.
It was gross. It's a gross looking jersey.
He just goes, I'm not touching that thing. It's disgusting. And I was like, no, Bellsy. Like, it's sentimental if that guy cared about it. He's like, that is a terrible jersey. I'm not touching that. So,
okay. If you go back to those particular iterations of Oiler jerseys,
they were bad.
Thank you. That's all I needed to know.
Why wouldn't you sign it for the guy?
He never asked.
He did not ask. That is true. I'm just saying.
Here we are.
It's all good.
So if the guy never asks, then you can't go up
There's
and
no
be like,
problem.
oh, you want me to sign that for you? No, I don't want you to sign that for you. Who are you, man? That's probably what he said. Who are you? Oh, it's like, you remember that, was it in one of the Avengers movies where the kids go up to the Hulk and they're like, hey, Hulk, can you sign it? And Ant-Man's sitting there be like, hey, you want me to sign it too? He's like, and they're like, who are you? Same situation. So yeah, you can't even put that one on me.
That's funny. Oh, I like that. All right, have your say. Text us 780-218-9999. Oh, VR Montenegro and his lovely wife Ginger have arrived. Very nice to see them. They are wonderful. It's good. We're getting the gang back together after Christmas. There they are. Very nice, very nice. Oh, he's slinking in. He's got his EST hat. Hello, Ginger. Very nice to see you. Join the party. Oh, that's so good. Poop Stains texting in says, yeah, it's the cream jerseys for sure. Come on, Bellsy.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. And then let's start with the question of the night. Let's go to Benny Thomson for that one.
So, question of the night tonight. We should be shocked. What, Bellsy?
Benny, because I know I've seen that smile 1,000 times, so I know he's up to something.
What
not
do you
good.
got up your sleeve?
Yeah, here we go.
There we go.
We know what the second line's going to look like tonight. Kasperi Kapanen with Draisaitl and Podkolzin that Dusty won the bet on. How long do you think that line lasts? Let us know.
Do we got to answer that question?
Yeah.
Because in 5 shifts, it will be in the blender.
We said
They've been playing so good lately.
But then 10 shifts later, it'll be right back.
I think it still has 3 games of life left.
Has it been the exact same line every single
for
shift
4
that they've
games
been on
now.
there?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, they mixed Draisaitl up with McDavid.
Okay, so then it's not truly that line the entire time.
I would say for the most part, yes, it is.
Okay.
I would say if they start together tonight, we have lost the bet to Dusty, and we owe Popeyes to Dusty tomorrow.
See, now I heard that bet, and it was interesting because he said you start the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the line has changed. They had put Draisaitl with other guys, so technically the line does actually change, but then it always comes back.
There's leeway.
There is lots of leeway there.
Yeah.
So how much leeway do we want? Because it's going to go in the blender.
I give it 3 more games.
Okay, well.
You're saying it's already
I'm going to give it 5 shifts, and then the line will change, and then later in the game, it'll come right back to that line.
Okay, but how many more games?
Or are we playing the Dusty hypothetical?
Yes, we're playing the Dusty hypothetical. For when the lines come out before the game, how many times does Kapanen slot next to Draisaitl?
Oh, okay, probably another 3 or 4.
Look at this.
Oh my
Twitter
goodness,
Mary.
this is amazing.
Goodness. That is service with a smile. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Twitter Mary.
I would agree. She's with
best.
Tommy in the 3 or 4 games. I mean, they have been good together. Kapanen's been playing actually pretty good hockey. So you have to expect that if you have 2 lines, your top 2 lines are both rolling at the same time, you want to have a little bit of continuity there. So I think, you're probably looking at another 3-4 games until somebody, goes a little bit sideways. And if that happens, you could see some movement. But I personally have liked the lines the way that they have. Like their line with Roslovic and Savoy, it's been good.
Yep.
So
Now,
I don't know if I'd even go crazy trying to touch the lines.
Mangiapane played last night. Do you take him out, put Howard in? Because I certainly would.
I would too. And I mean,
you like
even
one?
no, I'm okay. Thank you. I'm not sick. So, yeah, I mean, even when they had that line rolling out where it was Roslovic and Howard and Savoy, I still liked that line.
Could see it back tonight. Could see it back.
It's
tonight.
good. There's a lot of flexibility right now with the return of Kapanen, and I think he's solidified. Not necessarily him by himself, but I think they've solidified the lines because now you're looking at a group of 9 as opposed to here's 6.
Oh my goodness, my parents are here for crying out loud. Look at the turnout. Yeah, my mom's talking to me. Hi, Mom. How are you? You and Twitter Mary brought me chicken soup. Look at that.
Tommy's getting taken care of right now because he is a sick boy and he needs some help.
People love me.
People are trying to just get you back in on the rails, buddy.
That's fine. I'll be ready to go.
So,
all right, let's go into the starting lineups for tonight. There's my dad. Hey, Reno, good to see you. Hi, Mom.
How's it going?
There we go.
How are you? Good seeing you too.
Good to see you. Yep, there's my mom. You don't get a hug from my mom, only I do.
Oh, okay. Hi, how are you?
No, fine, you get a handshake. McDavid between Nugent Hopkins and Hyman, Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Kapanen, Roslovic between Howard and Savoy, Lazar with Janmark and Frederick. We'll see. I know Knobloch has spoken. I haven't seen lines tweeted out. Benny, did you see anything yet?
I've been looking. I have not seen anything as of yet.
Okay, we'll pass along updates.
Yeah, I'll keep it on.
Absolutely, but just as for now, I mean, the one change we do anticipate up front is Mangiapane coming out and then Howard going back in. Lazar with Janmark and Frederick. I think that line most people would say was decent last night, and I can appreciate that. I've really appreciated Curtis Lazar since he's been reinjected into the lineup. On defense, Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Emerson, Stasny with Regula. As for the Preds, Eric Halla between Philip Forsberg and Steven Stamkos. Ryan O'Reilly centering Michael Bunting and Luke Evangelista. Fedor Svechkov with Tyson Jost and Matthew Good. Michael McCarron with Reed Schaefer, the former Oilers prospect, and Cole Smith. On defense, Roman Josi with Nick Perbix. Brady Shea with Adam Wilsby. Nicholas Haig with Nick Blankenberg. Pardon me, I wrote Matthew Good. It's Matthew Wood. Matthew Good, like the musician.
No, I'm aware.
My bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
My bad. Starting goalies for tonight. We're anticipating 30-year-old Tristan Jarry getting the nod. He is 12-3-1 this season with a .273 goals against average, .906 save percentage, 1 shutout in 17 games this year. He has a 4-0-2 record lifetime versus the Preds with the .230 GAA, .915 save percentage, 1 shutout in 6 games against Nashville over the course of his career. And then at the other end of the rink, 30-year-old UC Saros, 17-15-3 with a .294 GAA, .897 save percentage in 35 games this season. Saros versus Edmonton, 3-8-1 lifetime, .349 goals against average, .904 save percentage, 2 shutouts in 13 games versus the Oil over the course of his career.
I got a note.
Benny, anything?
Paige Martin tweeted out Tristan Jarry and Jake Wallman will be in the lineup tonight.
Sorry, I forgot Wallman. My bad.
Isaac Howard is in. Curtis Lazar out.
Really?
Yeah.
What do we make of that before I go into the injury report? So Wallman in. I'm assuming it's Regula coming out.
I'd assume. Yeah.
Okay. Lazar out. Howard in. Mangiapane stays in. Wellesley, what's your reaction to that?
Right here. Well, at least this is one of them that I just saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting because I thought Lazar's been playing pretty good. So I'm curious as to why he's out, and maybe it's just simply to get Howard back in. Mangiapane is still being shopped, so you probably want to get him some games, see what he looks like, and so that's probably what it is. But at the same time, could there be other guys that could come out of the lineup versus Lazar, who I think has been contributing?
That's why. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I like Lazar. I'm completely biased towards him. I don't hide that. Going back to his Oil King days and just him being a good dude. But I get it. I think that's his role. He's the extra forward, and he gets bumped out. And that's unfortunate. So that is your roster update when it comes to the Oilers. Wallman paired up with Stasny is what they're anticipating.
Yep.
And then Emerson with Nurse on the second pair. All right. Let us know your thoughts, 780-218-9999. Let's go into your Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy Injury Report. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today, www.advantagesportmed.ca, or call 780-460-9977. For the Oilers, Adam Henrique, the lone man on the list. He's been moved to LTIR now. And then for Nashville, Jonathan Marchessault remains day-to-day. And then Ozzy Weisblatt is on IR with an upper body issue. All right, we're going to dive into game changers right away here. I just want to get to a few texts that have been coming in. El Presidente says, tell VR to save me a seat. I'm on my way if he doesn't mind. El Presidente. I think there's plenty of room for you, El Presidente. You're like VIP here anyway. Timber Woodsman says, I was just in the middle of a bet for a goal for Lazar, so get rid of that one, Timber Woodsman. And then Andrew the accountant says, I'd rather they just not play Howard over playing him with Frederick at center. What does that even do for him?
He probably won't live there. I could see some movement in the lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I don't know how you touched that fourth line after last game. I literally made a point last night, that that fourth line had a really good game. All three of them. I thought there was good chemistry. Lazar, I think, had 3 or 4 shots on net. Same with Frederick. I don't understand this move. You're going to play Ike Howard.
Because
Go ahead.
The problem is, Benny, is that, okay, what are you going to do? You're going to keep Ike Howard out? Well, if you have Howard up, you've got to play him. You want to give him some touches. You want to give him some minutes. And if you just plan on sitting him out for multiple games, well, then send him back down to the minors because there's no use having him. So he sits out the one game. You got to bring him back right away. And so I understand fully that line looked like they had some chemistry. They looked like they had some jump and some bite, and they were making it hard on the opposing team. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, Howard lives a little bit higher in their plans moving forward than Lazar does. And I'm not saying that's fair. I'm just saying that that's part of the reason why they make that change.
I agree with, and I 100% agree with you the full way. But you take Mangiapane out. That to me is the obvious one you do.
Yeah.
I understand you're trying to shop him, and I understand that. But he gave me no sign of he is back to being a productive player for this team last night. Yeah. There was nothing. There was nothing he did last night that shocked me, or while it was like, oh, that's passenger hockey.
Very, very
I thought
fair.
from 88. So to me, you take him out for Howard. That's what should have been. That's what should have happened. But
that's what I thought was going to happen. Clearly, has not been the case. As Mangiapane stays in, Lazar out, Howard back in, Wallman in, Regula out, and then Jari between the pipes. All right. Let's get to Game Changers, brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Bellsy, point number 1, goalies.
We had, Connor Ingram was starting for a large stretch of the games that Jari was out. Pickard showed what he can do in stretches. We know what that looks like. Is there a goaltending controversy that's starting to brew when it comes to the backup situation? We talked about a little bit on Reed Show. Well, what do you do now? Do you carry 3 goaltenders? You have Jari coming back in. If he's rusty, do you now insert Ingram into the lineup? This is a good thing for the Oilers. So if you would have rewound, 2 months ago, when we sat there and said, well, what does the goaltending situation look like? I think everybody would have had a small panic because nobody really knew. But now you're in a situation where, you're more or less 3 deep. And I'm not saying you're 3 deep in the sense that you're completely solidified and you got 0 issues. But at least now you have a little bit of depth there. At least now you know that there's some confidence to say, okay, well, if Jari goes down, we've got Ingram and Pickard. And if Pickard goes down, we got Jari and Ingram. And so for me, that's a really good thing. It's a good problem for the Oilers to have. And we'll see what they do and how they open up that spot. But right now, goalies. Benny, go ahead.
Quick note on the actual lines that they have out for the Oilers, they have Pickard backing up Jari tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So
interesting.
I'm kind of curious as to why that's the decision. Obviously, it's just
because I think that Ingram's going to get sent down.
You think that's actually going to happen?
I think it is.
We're going to kick the can down the road a little bit further.
Yeah, you have to, because you don't want to give up this situation that you built yourself. You got to send him down. You got to send him down before Sunday so that he's now, clear. He's not waiver exempt.
Do you think that's going to piss off some of the fan base? Because Ingram has done a pretty damn good job.
He's done a great job since he's been there. But at the end of the day, the Oilers are trying to find a way to keep the tandem, I guess, the little pipeline that they built in check. And the easiest way to do this is by sending Ingram down, because he doesn't need waivers. Yeah. And so you send him down. If there's an issue that comes back up, he comes immediately back up. And now you've bought yourself some time. And yeah, it is kicking the can down the road, but it's the only way to make it work.
I mean, unless you want to force your hand and you've made your decision and you just think that Calvin Pickard isn't as good as Connor Ingram.
Well, okay, but at the same time, we've already seen or at least heard what it looks like when they want to move Pickard down. He's loved in the locker room.
Yes.
And whether that report's true or not, we will never truly know. We can assume,
right?
We can speculate, but based on what we've seen, what we've heard, it looks like they really want Pickard in that dressing room, which is great. So who's the easiest guy to send down? And that sometimes is part of life in the NHL.
Right.
I'm with you.
Goalies. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, buddy.
I also think maybe the reason why Pickard's backing up tonight is because Ingram played last night. So let's say things go poorly with Tristan Jarry. Yes. They want to go with a fresh body in Calvin Pickard. That's kind of what that could be a thought.
Yep. That's a good one too.
That's fair. All right, point number 2 here on Game Changers with Shawn Belle. Return to strength, Bellsy.
Return to strength. You got Tristan Jarry back in the lineup. He's a goaltender. He's your de facto number 1. He's a guy that you made a trade for. You got Wallman back in the lineup. Now your team's starting to look like what it's supposed to be in the finished product, the quote-unquote finished product. And now what do they look like? Now you have a little bit more runway to sit back if you're Stan Bowman and some of the other management staff to say, okay, here's what our team looks like right now. What do we need moving forward to solidify after that trade deadline? Do we need another defenseman? Do we need extra, depth up front? What does that look like? So now that you have this lineup where you have Wallman back in the picture, okay, well now you have the ability to really truly dive down and see what your lineup looks like.
Right. That's fair. Benny, you want to add anything to that, or you want to move on?
No, that's you summed it up well there.
Very well said, Bellsy. Jasmine, I see it via the nasty chat over on Bellsy's computer. Tommy, you need tequila like George Kittle. No bueno.
Yeah, get some. He needs a little whiskey is what he needs.
Ooh.
To, like really, you burn that sickness right out of the body, buddy.
$5 off medium pizzas here at Boston Pizza on game days. $1 off takers of Molson and Coors Light, and then you also do have some shots that are on for discounted rate. I think they're $6 each.
Nice.
And there's a bunch of them, and I think there is a tequila, if I'm not mistaken, included in those shots. All right, it is Game Changers with our game analyst Shawn Belle. Point number 1, goalies. Point number 2, return to strength. Point number 3, McDiesel streak. Does he make it 20?
I think he's going to make it 20 because the way that this guy's been playing is otherworldly. The way that he's attacking defenders with so much speed and deception, he's making it a problem for opposing defensemen. It's almost like he's gearing up for something important. I can't really quite put a finger on it, but he is what we've talked about at the start of the year when they're having struggles where it was, hey, the leaders need to lead.
Yeah.
He is doing that in spades. He is putting the team on the back and he's saying, hey, follow my lead. Because when he gets the puck, for the most part, he has been absolutely dynamic. He's been electric, and he's starting to drag other guys into the fight. And this McDiesel hot streak has been fantastic. And I don't know if he's played a stretch of better hockey. It's been really impressive.
This is like all-time streak for him, and point production-wise, what is he, over 2 points a game right now?
Yeah, he's got 44 points in 19 games.
Yeah, it's insane, absolutely insane. So, I don't see how it doesn't continue. It's the guy's birthday, for crying out loud. His dad's with him. The team's playing well. What are they, 12-5 in the last 17 games? That's the record. Yeah. They've owned Nashville. It's like 15-1-2 in the last 18 games against Nashville. Knock on wood. Because they have had opportunities where they prime things up and then been sitting there with a juicy opportunity, like the game on Saturday against LA, and they blow it. Let's see if they can avoid that tonight. All right, that is Game Changers, brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Bellsy went with goalies, return to strength, McDiesel streak. Let's get to a couple of texts before we hear from Chris Knobloch. I'm going into the text line here. RBM says, I might be biased towards Lazar as well, but to me, he's what you want in a fourth-line center. No? I guess the back-to-backs. Outside of that, it makes no sense. And then Stupid Peter, every time I see Stupid Peter's handle on there, I giggle. It's like poop stains, too. Howard will be back on that line if they struggle. I don't see Knobloch keeping the lines the same all night. All right, let's go inside the Oilers locker room down in Nashville and hear from head coach Chris Knobloch. And then after that, we'll be joined by Alex Doherty from the Tennessean.
Activated off of LTIR, both Tristan Jarry and Jake Wallman. Will Tristan be starting tonight?
Tristan will be starting.
And will Jake be drawing into the lineup?
He will be playing tonight, yes.
And who is he paired with? Is that to be determined? Or
he'll be with Stats.
All right. So the team's played a little bit better here over the last month and a half or so. You've never really had a chance to see this group fully. This is probably the closest it's been all year. Just a thought on what you're hoping to see collectively out of your squad tonight.
Yeah, we've been shorthanded, but a lot of teams have been like this. This is the first time that we've almost had everybody back with Jake's return. The only one, Henrique, at home out for a while with an injury, but everything's starting to fall into place, finding out lines that we like. You know, just recently we got Kapanen back playing with Draisaitl and Podkolzin. We like that as our second line. Obviously the McDavid line's been going so well. So now we got our what we believe is our top six defensemen back in the lineup, and we'll see how we can get some momentum with those guys working together.
Matchups sometimes change depending upon the players, but sometimes it doesn't depend on who the coach is. Since the pandemic, the Oilers are 11-1-1 against Nashville. I mean, you've had some challenges against Buffalo and Detroit. Why do you think you've had the sort of success you've had against the Predators?
Well, one, the way McDavid, Draisaitl play against this team, they obviously get up for it. Something just, early in their career, have a good game, and it triggers on feeling good about that game and coming out. There's so many factors. Couldn't really put my finger on it, but I would definitely say that those two would have a lot to do with it.
With the amount of time that Jake has missed, what will signify a good game for him tonight?
Moving his feet. Anytime you lose a long stretch where you're not playing, a lot of it is the game's going fast and you're stuck watching. You're not moving your feet. So for him, moving his feet, he'll create some lanes, make some passes. He's very good at the blue line in the offensive zone, being able to make that next play. When he's on top of his game, gives us some offense, but also very reliable defensively. But, I think it'll take a little while building his game and where he's back to where we are used to him playing.
Are there any other lineup changes to note? I know Bob covered most of it, but anyone else?
Howard is in.
Okay.
Lazar's up.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.
I wanted to ask you about Spencer Stasny. What have you noticed from him on the ice, but also what do you notice about a young player going through that first major trade and transition? What have you observed about how he's handled it?
I think he's handled it very well. The fact that he's been playing very well for us and playing a lot of different situations, a lot of different partners. We've had him on the left side, we've had him on the right side because of our needs, guys who have been coming in and out, and he's been able to adjust very well. But, his strength is his skating. He does that as well or better than anybody. Just being able to, one, defend well by his skating, but also being able to carry pucks out and get him out of trouble using his legs. So, it's sometimes a transition or a change of scenery for a player can not be good. It takes a while for them to get adjusted. Some, they thrive in it. And, we've been very happy with Spencer. He's been a good player for us.
All right, we're pleased to be joined by Alex Doherty from the Tennessean as we get you set for the Oilers and the Predators. These two teams played, just last week, and it went the Oilers' way. The Preds, it was not favorable for them in that game, Alex. I mean, they were traveling. It was a long trip. I think they were holed up in Calgary for like 4 days, and then they finally made their way out to Edmonton. It was incredibly cold. Even though the Preds were playing good, it's tough at the end of road trips. How has this team been doing, in your opinion, in the last little while?
Yeah, Edmonton's always a terrible matchup for Nashville. I mean, Edmonton's not a good matchup for most teams, but particularly for Nashville, who likes to try to slow the game down and grind it out and keep it to like a 2-1, 3-2 game. The Oilers are probably one of the worst teams, them in Colorado. So if they're not playing Edmonton in Colorado, Nashville's actually been looking okay. I mean, they've finally kind of figured out some things that work. I think since November 24th, right around U.S. Thanksgiving, they've got 15 wins in 24 games, which is a pretty good pace to push for a bubble, playoff team. So that's pretty crazy considering that they were like the worst team in the league over the first month and a half.
Yeah.
Things have been better. I mean, they're still not a great offensive team, but they've got at least one line that works. The O'Reilly Forsberg line, and it's either been Stamkos with that line or Evangelista. I think it'll be Evangelista tonight. Stamkos will play with Hall and Bunting. But that top line with O'Reilly, and he's the glue of pretty much the whole team. Yeah. Ryan O'Reilly has been the only thing that's really working consistently offensively. He's Mr. Everything. He's a leader. He leads them in points. He's an assist guy. He's a face-off guy. He scores goals. He's just everything. So Ryan O'Reilly is the only thing really that you can count on every night to produce points. To him and probably Forsberg. And so that's been working. And if that can continue, you feel like Nashville can push for that final spot. They're 2 points out right now. And the teams that they have to beat are similar teams that, have issues like Utah and Chicago and St. Louis and San Jose is in there. I mean, like there's a lot of teams that are in there, but I think they've figured out some things that work over the last couple months.
Alex, I'm glad you brought up O'Reilly and like his value to this team because, it wasn't long ago we were hearing his name as a potential trade chip. Things weren't good like you outlined for the Preds at that time, but can you see him sticking around? And I assume that he would love Nashville. It's a great city. They have a good hockey culture there now. And where do you think this all lies? Because I know there'd probably be a lot of teams that would be interested, but could he be moved or do you think he'll be sticking around now that things have kind of turned a little bit?
I think that, yes, O'Reilly has been mentioned, and he is by far their most tradable asset. They would get a haul for him because he wouldn't just be a rental. He has another year beyond this. Mm-hmm. Like I already said, all the reasons. He's just like, I mean, who wouldn't want like a left-handed center at the top of their lineup or a top player like that they could just plug in anywhere. But I think the context here is O'Reilly is very much tied to Barry Trotz as a GM. He's the first major move that Barry Trotz made when he came in here. And he shipped out Matt Duchene, he shipped out Ryan Johansson, and he signed Ryan O'Reilly as a culture shift. That was the big thing. And I think it actually worked. I mean, I think Ryan O'Reilly has shifted the culture a bit. They were they're not winning as much, but they're definitely, there's a different vibe in the locker room. He is guiding a lot of the younger players through, the beginning of their NHL career. So I think that alone tells me, I don't think Barry Trotz wants to move him, especially this year. As I've already said, like O'Reilly is pretty much the entire team. If they trade him, it's like the biggest white flag ever. And Barry Trotz is not a white flag guy. He's not going to give up. If there's a chance they can make the playoffs, he's going to stick to it. So I don't see it happening. Now, next year, when he's in his final year, maybe then. But I just can't see it happening this year since they've played better over the last month and a half.
I respect that.
Yeah, given the fact that they have played so much better over the last month, and you look at O'Reilly and saying, hey, we don't want to really get rid of him because he is the tone setter. But is there other guys in that particular lineup that would be valuable trade partners and trade chips to other teams, like a Jonathan Marchessault? What about Steven Stamkos? Are you able to unload his contract? Because, the way that the Preds are moving, they're kind of in that retooling phase where they're trying to bring in some younger guys so that they can kind of get their footing back and continue on to make some waves and some impact in the NHL in the coming seasons. Because I don't think, and I think we could all agree, that this is probably not the year that they're looking to contend.
Although Dallas just said Trotz doesn't want to give up on this season. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. This is not a year for them to contend. If they made the playoffs, they'd either face Colorado or Edmonton in the first round. And like I already said, that's like the worst matchup for Nashville. Yeah. So it would be a short series. But so Stamkos and Marchessault, those are the other two names. The problem is the contracts are tough to move. And I just can't see a team mid-season. Well, for one, Marchessault's injured right now, and he's been injured for a while. And I'm not really sure what's going on. I think he re-aggravated it, some sort of lower body injury. But Stamkos especially, I mean, that's a big contract to take on mid-season. I just feel like it's more of an off-season move where you can sit Stamkos down and be like, okay, we need to figure this out. Either, we can move you or what can we do? Mm-hmm. I feel like it's an off-season move. So mid-season, I just can't see it happening. And they not to mention the no trade clauses that complicates it. The other names, these are not big names. These are not sexy names that are going to move the needle, but Eric Haula, Michael Bunting, Michael McCarron. Actually, Michael McCarron might be one of the more preferred ones because he's big. He takes face-off draws. He's the heartbeat of like a fourth line grinding out kind of line. There's a lot of teams would probably love that. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Edmonton would be interested in that because just a big dude that can just bully people around. And he's a great face-off guy. Kills penalties, all that. McCarron would maybe get like a second round, maybe like third round, probably.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
right. Haula and Bunting, something similar. So it's like, does he really want to add more third round picks in 2027, or does Barry Trotz just want to keep the team together and see if they can make the playoffs? So it's that's the situation that he's in right now. I can't see a big move coming. I could see him trading Michael Bunting because that guy's already been traded a couple times at the deadline. Seems like a guy that moves on a lot of places, and he's a good fiery guy in the lineup. But that's about it. I mean, that's what you're looking at. That's what Nashville has to offer.
Alex Doherty with us from the Tennessean as we get you set for the final game of a brief 2-game road trip for the Edmonton Oilers playing in Chicago last night. It's interesting with, the Barry Trotz kind of putting his stamp on this team since taking over for David Poile as the GM is he made a big trade with the Oilers. There was that big trade with the Oilers where Matthias Ekholm came to Edmonton, was an absolute beast, continues to be a pretty important piece on the Oilers back end, but they got Reed Schaefer back, and that was an Oilers first rounder, a type of player that Edmonton really needed, big with good hands in tight, could score goals, muck it up, not afraid to mix it up. How has Reed Schaefer looked in his short time as a Pred?
Yeah, and an Edmonton boy at that too. So
yeah, more salt, more salt there, Alex. Yeah,
there you go. I will tell you, I think he's impressed me. He's better than I anticipated he would be. I watched him in his junior career in Seattle, and he was not a guy that I was real high on that draft. But then he goes to Milwaukee. He got injured. Was it 2 years ago or last year, I guess? And I just didn't really see much. I didn't know if he really had the puck skill to make it happen. But he came up and impressed me pretty quickly in the when he came and played on the fourth line. He's part of that sort of identity line with McCarron and Cole Smith, and it's fit in perfectly. He's not a blazing speed guy, but he's got enough speed to get on the forecheck and to cause turnovers, and he's got a few goals, but his ceiling is still if he hits his absolute peak, he's a third line guy that can get 10, 12 goals a year and about that in assists. I don't see him as a big point producer, but he's definitely worth he's definitely worth keeping an eye on and trying to develop into something bigger. I've liked him, and he's a pretty funny guy. He's a good guy in the locker room, Big Red they call him. But
they don't call him Ginger Beef.
That's probably there's probably other nicknames too.
I think that's a bit of a story up here.
But Ekholm was a big loss in terms of the culture here, and so I'm glad to see he's at least still producing up there.
Yeah, he's Edmonton's Viking. Bellsy.
You mentioned earlier that this is one of the toughest matchups for the Predators, and when I watch the Predators play, they play suffocating hockey. They don't give you many chances, and they kind of clog up the neutral zone. They clog up the middle of the ice, and they make you work for it. So curious to know, when a team plays like that and that is their identity, what makes the Oilers such a matchup nightmare for them? And obviously I know that there's a McDavid factor, there's a Draisaitl factor, but outside of that, you still play a specific way that helps you beat all these other teams. What is it about the Oilers that gives them such fits?
Yeah, Draisaitl is the one that kills them, right? I mean, Draisaitl has something like 25 goals in his career, and he's only played that. I mean, I don't even know if he's
that's it, hey?
It's modest.
Yeah, it might be double that. I don't even know, but he's got quite a career against Nashville. But that's a good question. Why does the speed? And I actually talked to Brunette about that today. I was like, what McDavid's doing, and what they want to do off the rush. Like, how do you structure your defense differently? And he's like, there's really only so much you can do. I mean, you can anticipate what kind of movement they're going to have through the neutral zone. You can anticipate how they're going to reset their D. But I think there's just something about a really solid speed team that Nashville they can't quite catch up to where the puck is going to be. And then I think it just messes with the rest of their game. The times that they've succeeded against Edmonton or Colorado has been the times where they've gotten in and pressured them. And if they can get a lead early, then they can really try to lock down that neutral zone. But they just they've given up something like 10 straight games. Maybe it was broken last game. I can't remember, but they've gotten scored on first in so many games here recently that they have to find a way to claw back in the game on offense, and that forces them to take more risks, and it just doesn't end up working. But yeah, I really can't explain it. I think it's just Edmonton has their number, and they've got enough other guys that can balance out the incredible speed that McDavid has to where it just snowballs, and then all of a sudden you're down 3-0, 4-0, and there's Nashville cannot keep up in a game like that.
Draisaitl, 28 goals, 23 assists in 30 games against Nashville lifetime. So we'll see.
28. I was pretty close.
You were very close. Yeah, I had to look it up while you're going through that, and I was like, yeah, he has been almost a goal a game guy against Nashville throughout his career. So it's pretty good. So you got that going for the Oilers. And then it's the dad's trip. I don't know if you've heard. Everybody's been talking about it. And then today is Connor McDavid's birthday.
Oh, boy.
So there's all this juju flowing with the Oil. How do the Preds counter it and make sure that they, claw away a point or two in a matchup that hasn't been favorable to them in years?
Calling the hotel at 2:00 in the morning doesn't count, does it?
No.
Oh, we both been to that hotel or those hotels.
Yeah.
Doesn't help.
I will tell you, Nashville is very used to being everyone's dad's trip. I mean, I'm saying every team around this time of year, either around Christmas or around January, every team has a dad's trip coming to Nashville. It's crazy, and it's like probably Nashville and Vegas are like the two dad trips, right?
Yep.
And I'm not saying anything bad about Edmonton. I don't know how many dad trips go to Edmonton. Maybe there's some.
Not many. Not many. There's like one this year. Happened to be part of a trip. Yeah.
So Nashville's kind of used to it, but actually, funny enough, some Edmonton folks were talking to Brunette about that today, every player, every guy wants to play good for their dad, right? Like, I mean, your dad's in the barn, like you're going to give it everything. If you screw up a shot or if you miss an assignment, you're going to hear about it. So it's pretty universal. We're kind of used to it now. The birthday thing, I didn't realize it was McDavid's birthday. So,
Yeah.
Boy, it's setting up to be a real doozy tonight. I will tell you that.
You know what? I'll tell you this, Alex. There's been so many times where it's been like really primed up for Edmonton, the scenario, and they just blow it. Yeah. So that could happen again. That's kind of part of their MO this season. I have to ask you this:
Does he normally go off on his birthday? Is that a thing? Or
he's pretty good on his birthday. I mean, there aren't a lot of nights where he isn't good. And if he's got some extra motivation with his dad in tow in Nashville at the end of a trip, maybe they stay the night there instead of flying back tomorrow, or flying back tonight, fly back tomorrow instead. This is a Nashville question, because I'm pretty sure we're sister cities with Nashville. Edmonton, Nashville are sister cities. And I'm pretty sure still have a direct flight between the two cities. A lot of Edmontonians go down to Nashville to check it out. Broadway or the Gulch?
You know what? I honestly, I'm probably the worst person to ask about this, because I haven't done any of that whole business in a long time. but I'm actually probably more of a like off Broadway kind of person. The Gulch, that is a new thing for me. I've lived in Nashville my whole life. The Gulch has never been a thing I've explored. I mean, I would say probably Broadway, but I go off Broadway to some of the other bars just off the main strip there. I don't really like the main scene.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
My place is always I like the Black Tap, which is just off Broadway. It's not that far away. A little less crowded, a little bit more of a quieter vibe, and a really great beer selection, and some really good desserts as well. So
I mean, Tommy, if you're flying down to Nashville, you want to be in the madness. And so Broadway is the madness.
You go where the locals go.
No. If you're going down to visit, you're going to get into the madness. And so Broadway is that. You got to check it out for what it is.
I've never left Nashville without a headache.
I know I'm with Shawn here. I think you got to go to the Broadway. It's just the experience. You got to see it. You got to at least walk down there and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Don't go where the locals go, because I don't want you there, to be honest.
That's a great answer.
Go where all the tourists go. That's fine. That's fine with me.
Everyone with their lanyards, right? You could just tell their khakis and their tucked in shirts, and you're like, oh, yeah, here for a convention. Alex, this was great. Thank you for the time this evening. Really appreciate it. We'll do this again, and enjoy the game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Take it easy. Thanks a lot.
There you go. There's Alex Doherty from the Tennessean. Great stuff there from Alex Doherty. And look at this. Oh, El Presidente hitting me with the ginger defense. Oh, yes. I love it. The love from the Nasties is unbelievable. They just want to
see you get rid of your sickness, buddy.
I want to get rid of this illness. It feels like we're finally over the hump. And we're getting there, and Twitter Mary brought the halls and the chicken soup, and my mom's like, I have some soup for you too. So we're gonna get in on that. I'm gonna be well fed. I'm gonna be healthy as can be. And then Bree's bringing us, what do we get? Bandera bread, wings,
and some cactus cuts.
Gonna clear up the nostrils. We're gonna be ready to rock for the post-game show.
Burn that sickness right out of your body,
dude. It's filling up here at BP Clareview. We got great prizes. They're gonna start giving away the tickets for the prizes with every beverage that you purchase. I went and checked the pricing. First intermission, we got a prize pack from Molson. There's an Oilers t-shirt and a pint glass. And then the second intermission, same thing. And then at the end of the game, we're going to be giving away a pair of tickets to the Oilers and Hurricanes game on March 6th. So that's the grand prize here at BP Clareview. Big thank you to Jason and Lisa and Bree and Sarah and the entire crew here. They're fantastic. Jaden's here. The whole management team's awesome, and the staff is great. The vibes are great. The screen is massive. It's 174 inches. It's hilarious. And it's funny because there's, we're bringing Nasties here. We got Pierre Montenegro, Ginger, El Presidente's crews here. We got my parents just showed up. We got Turner, Mary, and Dave here, and hopefully a few more coming down. But then you got the locals, and it's integrating with the locals and talking to Alex Doherty from the Tennessean. I love how he was like, no, go to the strip. Don't come to my bar. But he threw out the name of his bar.
Yeah. So now you infiltrate that place.
You infiltrate if you want to get the taste of the true Nashville vibe.
Yeah.
which I appreciate very, very much. Let's get Benny Thomson in here. Benny, some last words from you.
Go Oilers. Beat up on Smashville and celebrate Connor's birthday in a good way today. Let's see it happen.
That's it? You know what he called you? He watched the video that Reed did for the show preview, for the Reed Wilkins show, and then I'm like, wait till Benny comes in at the end.
What did you actually call him, though? Before you try to throw me under the bus, what did you actually call him?
Look at that little rat.
Thank you. And then I said, he's such a rat. La rata.
I am.
That was very clever how you snuck it in, did that. Shh.
Yeah.
Very good. That was a nice video. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Well done. That's going to do it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Live on location, Boston Pizza, Clairview. Come on down. Take advantage of all the game day specials. $5 off medium pizzas. Oh, by the way, it's Pasta Tuesday all month long. I forgot about that. Get some pasta. Yeah. And then also $1 off tankers. Hey, boopy. Speaking of spicy meatball, there's Renato Lorenzo over there. $1 off tankards of Molson and Coors Light, as well as
I'm gonna get some tickets.
You're gonna get some tickets, some shots that you can get that are on special. That's gonna wrap it up. Big thank you to Alex Doherty from the Tennessean for hopping on, giving us the scoop on the Preds and where to go in Nashville. For Benny Thomson and Bellsy, I'm Tom Gazzola saying thank you as always for listening and watching. Enjoy the Oilers and Preds to see if they can get it done on Connor's birthday and to end this brief 2-game trip with the dads in tow on a positive note. Jari in, Wallman in, Howard in, Lazar out, Regula out, as Tube Socks makes his grand welcoming. Hello, Tube Socks. Entrance. There's the word. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. That means it's time for us to go. We'll see you on the post-game show.